Welcome back to Vor's Physical Media Rant. I'm Vanessa and he's Charles. Don't forget to like our video. It lets us know that you actually like the content that we are putting out. It also helps YouTube algorithm get more of our videos out there for people like you and people like us. Don't forget to comment down below and keep subscribing. We do have a movie review for you. And no, it's not Scream Factory. It is Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Let me show you the J card first. I do like this steelbook. It's got that retro VHS look to it. And here's your spine. And of course the back. There is no disc art in this, but the disc is colored, which definitely fits it, being red. And of course, let me get my fingers out of the way. You get your Freddy up there. By now, everybody should have already seen this movie. If not, you've been living under a rock. But this movie is pretty much about Freddy Krueger, who was a child serial killer who now is stuck, and he goes after people in their dreams and kills them.
That's what it's pretty much about.
Yes.
I love this movie. This is my favorite of the one, other than Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. I remember seeing that in the theater. I really enjoyed that movie because it was in 3D.
Yeah, I also like the third one.
I do like the third one too, Dream Warriors.
Yeah, that one's a really good one.
But before we even move on, I'm going to go ahead and read what's part special features. So, it includes both the theatrical and uncut version of Nightmare on Elm Street on one disc, but it's on a 4K disc, so that holds BD100, so you'll be good to go. There's no compression whatsoever. For our special features, Ready Freddy Focus Points, see alternate takes and learn filmmaking secrets behind the nightmare by jumping to video highlights while watching the movie. 2 commentaries, director Wes Craven, co-stars Heather Langenkamp and John Saxon, and cinematographer Jacques Hopkin. Second commentary, Wes Craven, co-stars Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, and Renee Blakely. Producer Robert Shea, co-producer Sarah Risher. 3 alternate endings, which the third alternate ending is actually pretty interesting.
Yes.
3 featurettes, The House That Freddy Built, The Legacy of New Line Horror, Never Sleep Again, The Making of a Nightmare on Elm Street, and Night Terrors, The Origins of Wes Craven Nightmares. And yes, this did include Dolby Atmos.
It did.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to actually finally have this movie on 4K.
This movie was done in HDR, HDR10, or if you have a Samsung TV, obviously HDR10 Plus.
Yes.
No Dolby Vision was present. Even if Dolby Vision was present, I don't think it would have made much of a difference. Dolby Atmos, I didn't really notice too much difference with Dolby Atmos being
No.
in it. I mean, there's not much you can do with Dolby Atmos in that movie. I mean, other than the ceiling part, but it didn't really, you didn't really hear anything. At least I didn't.
Right.
But
or when he has his knives scraping across, but it wasn't like, it still sounded, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sounded normal, like it did with the DTS track, or the Dolby True HD, I think it was. But picture, I think the picture could have been better.
Yes.
It could have been a lot brighter than what it was. You were only working with what, about 100 and a couple nits? That was it. And that's per scene. That wasn't much.
No.
I mean, I remember Hellfest was, per scene, it was like over 800 nits.
Right.
And it was super bright.
Right.
The entire movie, pretty much.
The only bright scene you really had was at the end.
Yeah, when they opened the door to go outside and the sun beamed in.
It was like, bam! It's like they focused all of it there instead of focusing it throughout. I understand A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's nighttime, you're dreaming. I get that point, but when they were in, like, the boiler area, or when the fire was there, it definitely should have been brighter than it was.
The fire was bright, but not bright enough.
Right.
Most time, well, it all depends what type of TV you have, too.
Right.
So, you're working with the C or the G series of LG, you usually see it looks like gold almost.
Yes.
Which most of when we watch fire scenes
Mhm.
with our TV, it looks gold compared to other TVs because you're working with a higher end TV than the mid and low and all. I'm not going to go into all that, but that's like the difference, whatever. But the dark scenes I thought were pretty good.
Yes.
Was it what I thought it was going to be? No. Do I think it could have been done better? Yes. Do I think Dolby Vision would have mattered? No. I really don't think Dolby Vision would have mattered because a lot of times Dolby Vision I don't think's any better than HDR10
Right.
most of the time. I know it has bigger bits because it's 12-bit, but there's a lot of times I will say that Dolby Vision looks darker and like a flat collared scene compared to HDR, which really pops off the screen.
Right.
Dolby Vision does that on certain movies, but not all. So it all
Depends.
that's probably based on preference and opinion, but that's my opinion on some of that. I don't think it would have mattered,
No, I don't think it would have either.
but I think they could have took more time on this and did something with it. I mean, look at Poltergeist, the Tobe Hooper film that they did.
See, that looked freaking amazing. Like that was definitely the movie of the year
That
on
looked like
4K transfer.
That looked like a brand new movie.
Yeah. This one, it looked like they came in and somewhat fixed a little bit from what the Blu-ray was, but like not enough to notice a huge difference.
No,
That's
not really.
in my opinion.
It wasn't nothing that blew you off the screen. Like I said, you weren't working with too many nits.
No.
Regardless, if you have a Samsung TV, I know they're brighter, especially the S90D and the S95D, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I did notice is from the Blu-ray to this one is there were, I remember a couple scenes in the Blu-ray towards the back where it was very blurry, and being the 4K, this is not blurry anymore. So I did notice that.
a lot of stuff got cleaned up, but it could have been better. Do I think? I think if Vinegar would have got a hold of this, Vinegar Syndrome, or Second Sight, they would be the only two companies I think that could do this movie justice. Scream Factory, I don't think could have, even though most of their transfers are on par.
They are.
Arrow can be hit and miss. We're watching the Hellraiser series now, and Hellraiser looks good, but I think it could have looked better. I think Arrow could have done a lot more justice, but it might have been just how that movie was created. But if it was up to me, Vinegar Syndrome or Second Sight would have been the ones to do this movie. Because you put this movie beside The Hitcher, Hitcher would blow this movie out the water.
Yes.
That's Second Sight. You put this movie by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a 16-bit film,
Right.
it would blow it out of water. Even though they couldn't clean it up as much as they could, as much as they really wanted to, but they did. But that one was significantly better than this one.
Yes.
Warner Brothers kind of dropped the ball on this. They could have did a lot more on this movie to make it look better than what it did.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a big movie. It's celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Yeah. I think when they did this movie, they're like, okay, well, we'll finally put this out on 4K, and it was like, okay, wham, bam, okay, we're done.
They concentrate on other movies that ain't worth a shit. That's what aggravates me. This movie's like a classic.
Yeah.
I know it ain't like the movies of today with all the political crap rammed down your throat. Like, no, this is the movies when I was growing up. You spend that much money on this, you want it to look good.
Yeah. I mean, they did a hell of a job on this steelbook.
Yeah, the steelbook looks great.
Yes.
I
think they spent more time on the steelbook than they did the movie.
Yeah, they definitely could have worked a lot more with the transfer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice they added Dolby Atmos, but it didn't really feel like the Dolby Atmos was present.
Right.
At least in my mind, it didn't.
I didn't think it was either.
When we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, the one Tobe Hooper did, the best one. Let's be honest. There is no other.
Well, if it wasn't that one, then there wouldn't be any more.
Well, they probably would try to create something like that, and it would be gay.
Yeah.
But when he was at the end, that was in Dolby Atmos. Once again, Second Sight did it. When he was swinging the saw around,
you
heard that the whole way around the room, all over the place. That's what we should have heard on this when she was going up on the ceiling, when Freddie had her up on the ceiling, scratching
Tina.
her. Tina, and was digging with his claws and cutting her open
Yeah.
and all that shit, and it didn't have it.
Right.
You figure you would have heard that at least above going around and whatnot.
Definitely.
And when she fell, you figure you would have heard the blood splatter up in the.
And you didn't.
Or even,
Or more the blood
when
with Johnny Depp's
when
character.
Johnny Depp when all the blood came out, it was all front.
Yeah, it was
You heard a
not.
little in the back, but
But not
nothing-
enough
Not
that.
enough to be immersive.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean, this is our opinion of this film. You can always watch it yourself and see how you feel about it.
we have our TV calibrated,
Mhm.
so our sound system is also calibrated.
Mhm.
So we're not coming on here bullshitting people, telling you lies. If your TV and stuff's not calibrated, you cannot honestly give a honest review.
Right.
You're full of shit. You don't know your ass from a fucking hole in the ground because you don't know what you're doing. Really, you need a TV that's calibrated if you're going to do an honest review.
Yes.
You can't say, "Oh yeah, it looks good," but does it really? No, it
Right.
don't. It could look better. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Remember that. You calibrate your TV. If you do it yourself, be careful because you got to do it correctly. Because if not, it looks like shit.
Right.
Or get a professional calibrator.
Right.
Also, which I would recommend that one also. But always beware. Your TV could always look better. So if you do calibrate, make sure you do it correctly because you will be disappointed. You will be able to nitpick and find out shit.
Right.
Trust me.
Yeah, you
But-
can't just buy a TV now and just take it out of the box and just,
No.
okay, here you go. Like back in the day you could do that because it didn't matter. But nowadays you have to calibrate your
Some
TV
of the
for your
modes you
area.
can put on, like filmmaker mode, IMAX enhance and all that stuff,
Mhm.
it's still on. You still gotta
Go in there and tweak a
calibrate.
little
You gotta
bit.
tweak a
Yeah.
little bit. Never use AI on your TV. AI makes it look like James Cameron bullshit.
Yeah.
Trust me. I put it on our new TV that we got.
Mhm.
It looks horrible. I just wanted to see what it looked like. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
Everything looks fake. And the people don't even look. The
No,
people-
they look like they were like.
Yeah. They look like you're watching a James Cameron movie and
Yeah.
he didn't even direct it.
No.
AI does not need to be involved in TVs. If you like it that way, I mean,
By all
that's
means.
more of a soap opera effect in
Yes.
my mind. But regardless, transfer out of this I would say a 2 out of 5.
Okay.
It could have been a lot better.
Mhm.
They could have spent more time on it. They could have concentrated on it. It could have been a lot brighter.
Right.
They could have cleaned up a lot more than what they did. I think this is just a lazy ass release on their part. They concentrate on movies that honestly I could give a flying fuck about. I know there's many people that probably do, but these are movies you grow up with, and I probably ain't the only one that's coming like this. You need to put your time into this. This movie is a classic. This is one of Wes Craven's best films, and Scream is not. Scream is by far on the bottom of the shitter. That movie that movie and franchise is a complete trash franchise. That is when Wes Craven's movies died, in my mind. This is when he was doing movies that were good, and after that, once he got to Scream, it just got retarded after that. That movie was just dumb as fuck, gay as fuck. The new ones was gay as fuck.
Yeah.
And the actors in it were just total trash.
I only like the one.
Scream, the original Screams, you had certain actors,
Mhm.
Matthew Lillard and
Skeet.
shit.
Skeet
Who?
Ultron,
Yeah, Skeet. Yeah, we definitely forgot Skeet, and of course you have
Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now maybe if she was in the newer one, might have been better. I didn't like the lead role. I thought she was a dumb cunt. Ortega did pretty good.
Yeah, I
I
really
like
like
Jenna
her.
Ortega, but I like the way she carries herself. The other woman, she's just a stupid cunt. I'm sorry, but and technically Warner Brothers are stupid cunts for what they did on this movie.
Mhm.
It could have been a lot better.
Yep.
I usually go on rants like this when it's a movie I really like,
Normally.
and then they fuck it up. Second Sight would have did justice. That's who you should have gave it to.
Mhm.
It's a dead franchise. Let's be honest. If there's no Robert Englund doing Freddy, there's no need to have it.
Right.
Just quit it. The remake was trash.
Right. Nobody liked it.
If they go to remake it again, Robert Englund's not in it. I don't want to see it, honestly.
Right.
I will not budge. I always stand my ground when it comes to that.
Mhm.
I don't like remakes that much. on certain movies, especially this one.
I know.
When you're used to a certain character, same with Jason. Freddy versus Jason could have been better if Kane Hodder was Jason.
Right. But the other guy did a pretty
The other
decent
guy
job.
did good, but Kane Hodder should have been Jason.
No, I agree.
But at least you had Robert Englund as Freddy.
Yes.
Arrow, they should have gave this to Arrow since they got their partnership. Arrow probably most likely would have did the justice on this.
Yes.
But they spent more time on this and that shitty ass looking slipcover of Nightmare on Elm Street than they did the actual transfer.
Yeah, I agree.
There was no new special features added at all.
Mm-mm.
So I did not see one on there. I mean, you had both the theatrical and the uncut, but
Right.
overall, I give this 2 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a shit release. They could have done a lot better. And
I agree.
what's your opinion?
No, I agree.
I've been doing all the talking, so I've been going off.
I know you have. No, I actually absolutely agree. I give it roughly about the same. I mean, there is no new special features. I mean, if I could give the steelbook would be higher on the totem pole than the actual movie. I mean, the transfer definitely could have been a lot better. Like I said before, I feel like they rushed this to get this out when they could have took their time on it, especially because they knew for a decent amount of time that they were going to do this.
The Dolby Atmos, it's like they just threw that sound in there, and it was
just to throw it in there.
It just wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But that's our review
Mm-hmm.
and my rant on how I feel about movies that came out after that, and movies that get better treatment than movies like this get. This is the shit that pisses me off when you get movies like this, and they get the shit end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shouldn't have. This movie's a classic. It's fucking Robert Englund, for God's sake.
I know.
When you think of Robert Englund, you think of Nightmare on Elm Street.
You really
the
do.
original Nightmare on Elm Street, when Wes Craven was relevant. This was not.
No.
It could have been a lot better. I don't know what the fuck they did. Now they'll release some other movie that's older. I guarantee it'll look better than this, and that's just a slap in the face to us fans that really enjoy this movie. The Steelbook, I would give it a 5 out of 5.
Yes.
Because the Steelbook looks good. But the rest of it, no, it's just a shit show. Would I recommend getting this? If you're a fan, yes, it's probably the best it's ever going to look.
Right.
Unless some other company would get a hold of it and do it. But I don't see that happening because Warner Brothers has a stranglehold on it. So
yeah, they wouldn't let anybody do it.
that is, that's going to be our end rant with that. That's our review on Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. I recommend to pick it up if you enjoy the movie, you want to see it at the best picture and clarity and sound that you can. That's it. I'm sorry to rant on like this, but sometimes it has to be said.
Right.
I'll see you on the next one.
Bye.